Yeah, as we were talking before, the society is living slender, like totally thin.
But why is, for example, there are people that are very obese?
Yeah,
Like,
of course, like,
why does this happen?
you know, that it repeat itself like Western science would explain you better. Uh, Genetics, DNA, that means that pass on, pass on very easy. Like your mother, father, suppose were 400 pounds or a lot of weight, you're born, how can you change? It become more difficult because genetics, DNA. But you got the body from suppose fat parents and genetics they rule unless you get the grace of the being, and that is that you transcend the genetic, means that repetition, continuity, you transcend that, then only you can transcend the time repetition, genetic and genetics is in the control of the time means the parents continue
So you
through.
need to break the cycle.
You need to break the cycle, and the cycle only you can bring is if you are established into the vertical. What is vertical? That is the eternal spirit. So once you are in love, weight loss happen easily.
So you need to
So
go
other
behind the
person,
body.
yeah, suppose for example, you have the genetics of fat parent, mother, father, and you fall in love with someone very easily, not the food so much as the no mind means that if you are in only love is the solution of all solutions. And nowadays, when people try hard through tug of war, tug of war means through foods, they gain weight, another month lose weight, then again gain weight because it's the repetition of that again happen. First of all, you have to not make effort because it is the mind enveloped by the body. So it's the mind state. If your mind is not at rest and you're fighting and struggling,
It's like, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. It's like resistance.
you are fighting with your own self.
Yeah.
It appear and disappear. One time you appear because body mind is the outer layer. But that's why the Ayurveda describe Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Kapha means the heat, the fire. The three are five elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So earth, water, and fire, air. Fire, air people you will see like this. Earth, water more, because two forces operate: centripetal, centrifugal. The that's how astrology and also Ayurveda operate. earth water more grounded, more browned, and fire air more slim. And then comes ether means uh, beyond the four, and that is the spirit. Uh, so, like more and more you have inward awakening, then the attraction of the food and security that start dropping. Dropping means that taste. You are not living to eat food. You eat food to live. There are people who live to eat. The and it happens because they know that's their only pleasure. Yeah, because if they are not have higher vibrations, then they think this is the world. These are the five senses. Those are five thieves inside our body. Thieves, And they get friends with that tongue, you know. That is their become recreation. So they are getting enlightened through different kind of food. There are people who travel all over the
This
world.
is the only time they feel good.
Then they feel good.
That's why they eat so much.
Yeah, and there are people who are get attached to this other sense, music. That's another kind. There are people who like intellectual discussions about spirituality endlessly. They think, oh, I've read 100 books, 1,000 books, but it's not in that level. How can you read books, 1,000 books on about hunger? You are hungry, you eat the food, you don't need to read even one book. The same way, all the world we see, all that different animals, these are expression of the one eternal consciousness. Is one consciousness representing through different bodies. Elephant has what? Water and earth. Different body, different manifestation. It eat a lot. Yeah. And a little ant has the same consciousness. It has different body. So as the level of consciousness, you live according to the level of consciousness. When your consciousness expand means is liberated. Accordingly, the attachment to that start changing. And of course, the body is a continuity of the past, and easily only one can break the cycle of the body mind, and that is independent of the time, and that is what really who you are. Once you instead of fighting with the food and food level, it's more difficult to lose weight than when you get a higher taste. Higher taste means suppose you get into the music, you get into the play, and something more bigger and more higher, which is more tasty, more interesting, then automatically different. And also nowadays is the cultural habit because people are using so much thinking mind, and that's why, oh, I did not have my vitamin B, I did not have B complex, because thinking mind is so active, they overthink a lot, so nutritional value are changing, and that's why people are getting diabetic globally, the region, because excessive thinking, and they use all the time sugar foods because it's like a drug. They need that because they're thinking so much, they're consuming so much. Actually, it is a disease and overthinking. Uh, Everywhere you see, you go everywhere, in the car, in the bus, everywhere, people are not really living. They are only talking and thinking about worrying.
Past or future?
Huh?
The past or the future?
Past of the future. And enveloped by big talk is always about the George Washington. It's always about money. That's the big. One should make a movie on that. Not making movie on anything. The analyzing the life. Make a movie. You go and interview just exactly as it is. Let's say go New York, LA, Chicago. Make any group of people and really examining and checking that what is from that level and from the overlooking, let's say, some guy who is enlightened, he is looking how these people are living. They're robot, collective consciousness, and whatever impresses, whatever Donald talk, whatever is all about one single is horrible. All about money, money, money. And that is why the two big disease, stress and the weight. Now, when we change the image, do you know that when person seeing you, oh, you have more weight, and that is the goal? No, the person loves you, you are beautiful, is the total picture. It's not only the body, it's not only the muscle.
Mhm.
You as a human being is the total picture.
Mhm.
And mostly, like in the East, they lose weight when they get in love or fall in love. But after few years, they gain weight. Why? Because it become a habitual habit, and there is no more love flowing. Only it become a habit, and they get more like a habit. So that's why love is a higher taste of life, and it's not that there cannot be love in family, of course. But what is happening is our habits are taking over the perfume, the uh, because the freedom, inward freedom, outward freedom, is the real word of love. Love is not just the sex or just one attachment. It much means that the is the nature of the soul. Soul means unbounded consciousness, unlimited, and that's what principles of democracy are. But actually, in practical life, we live contradictory opposite. Rules everywhere. Restriction, power, control, power. And that's it. And then the freedom is murdered, you know. And that's why the more you control, the more weight you will gain. The more sorrow, the more unhappiness, the more stress, the more one will substitute it with the food. Love is a different uh, uh, level, and when love is missing, then what is coming? The hate, control, and all other diseases, you know. So, you know, that is the one nutritional value we are missing in life. The very way of living, you know, is becoming more and more controlled and stressful. So when you are flowing and creative and happy, automatically uh, it follows, you know. So be happy. Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't worry, be happy.
Very good.
Hmm.